48forty is committed to providing a safe workplace for employees and everyone on our premises. Our forklift safety training program has been established to assist in meeting this goal. Our forklift program meets or exceeds Occupational Safety and Health Act Regulation 1910.178. In this video, we'll cover our forklift safety training program, the types, features, and physics of powered industrial trucks, inspection procedures, driving, load handling, LPG for lift trucks, safety concerns, and more specific truck and workplace training. Thank you for your attention and for helping make 48forty the safest workplace possible. The training program shall inform the trainee that 1. The primary responsibility of the operator is to use the powered industrial truck safely following the instructions given in the training program. 2. Unsafe or improper operation of the powered industrial truck can result in death or injury to the operator or others, damage to the truck or to other property. 3. Emphasize safe and proper operation to avoid injury to the operator and others, and to prevent property damage. 4. LP fuel tank exchange is a common duty of the lift truck operator in refueling the forklift. Training on this issue will be discussed. 5. Forklifts are to be used for moving pallets and waste hoppers. Otherwise, fork extensions or other forklift-ready apparatuses are generally not allowed at 48forty. Any such apparatus or device requires written authorization from the forklift manufacturer prior to use, and the forklift operator must successfully complete documented task-specific training before use. 6. Forklift operators are responsible to verify a safe path of travel to prevent injury to themselves or others. Forklift stability is necessary to prevent tip-overs, which can cause catastrophic injury or death. So, do not run over debris. Avoid uneven surfaces and potholes. Be sure you have adequate visibility of your destination. Stay out of muddy areas. Specific training for operating a forklift in the yard is required so operators can identify and prevent risk. 7. On-site conditions may change from minute to minute. Truck traffic, forklift traffic, pedestrian traffic, weather conditions, etc. 8. Formal classroom training will reinforce company policies including no unauthorized personnel can operate lift trucks, and no lift trucks can be operated if defective based on daily inspection. 9. Training will be considered a serious ongoing need. This is an OSHA requirement and mandatory for our company to keep all operators safe. Dire consequences can occur if an untrained person is operating a forklift. Forklift operations are an integral part of our operations, and the basis of this program is for your safety. Forklift training and safety requirements. No employee shall operate any forklift without first completing the formal classroom safety training, passing the written examination, and a driving exam. All components of this training must be fully documented and kept on file at all times. Only certified operators are allowed to operate forklifts. Reason for training, retraining. When a new operator is hired and before they operate forklift. Whenever an operator is involved in an accident or near miss. Whenever an operator has been observed to operate the vehicle in an unsafe manner. At minimum, all operators must be fully recertified at least once every 3 years. Same as first-time training, this recertification process must include classroom review of materials, a written exam, and a successful driving demonstration, all of which must be documented and retained. Maintenance of powered industrial trucks. Forklifts must be checked at the beginning of each shift prior to operation following our standard operating procedure, SOP, and using the pre-shift forklift checklist. A data plate must be intact and legible on each forklift. If any part of the forklift is found to be unsafe, it may not be operated and must be repaired. Only authorized personnel shall make repairs to any forklift. Inspection records must be stored in an organized manner for a minimum of 6 months. Forklift safety rules, general. Forklift drivers must wear seat belts at all times. Additionally, drivers are required to wear safety glasses and hearing protection, earplugs and/or earmuffs in any production area. 48forty forklifts are to be used only for the purpose of maneuvering pallets. Only transport loads that are stable. Fuel changing or filling should be done with appropriate PPE. For propane-powered forklifts, insulated rubber gloves should be worn to protect against cold burns to bare skin. All other PPE should be worn during this procedure. If filling from a bulk station, a plastic or polycarbonate face shield is to be used. Cell phone use is prohibited when operating forklifts or other powered vehicles. Always remember the back end of the forklift swings as you turn, so you must be aware of the area and watch for others around you. Make sure you allow room for turning and always start your turn on the inside of the aisle. Keep in mind your mast goes up when lifting your load. Watch out for the inside roof of trailer and other overhead obstructions. Never stack pallets underneath power lines. Make eye contact with pedestrians and ensure you know pedestrian whereabouts navigate safely. Eye contact contract. For any needed conversations with pedestrians, stop lift, lower forks, turn off, and signal pedestrian. No person shall be allowed to stand or pass under the elevated portion of any forklift, whether the forklift is loaded or empty. Riders are not allowed on any forklift. Keep arms and legs completely inside the interior of the forklift uprights. Fire aisles, access to stairways, access to emergency exits, electrical panels, and fire equipment shall be kept clear at all times during operation or when parked. Stunt driving and horseplay shall not be permitted. At no time are forklift extensions permitted for use. At no time are forklifts to be used to raise or lower another employee in a cage for working at an elevated level. No tall stacks on rollers. Max stack height on rollers is 11 pallets high. Standard pallet stacks, 22, must be cut down to half height 11 pallets before placing on rollers. Forklift operator should make eye contact with builder and not proceed if builder is near end of rollers. As needed, the two employees should verbally communicate to be sure both parties are aware of each other's activities. This is an actual disabling injury event. The accident would not have occurred if the forklift operator and the builder had employed the eye contact contract, and the forklift operator had not approached the area until the builder left the rollers area and delivered the appropriate stack height limit of 11 pallets. Address correct leaning stacks immediately. Stack heights must be limited to 44 pallets, 20 feet, and tall stacks that are double stacked to 44 pallets must be structured in offset pyramid. For outdoor storage, ensure none of your stacks are greater than 60 by 60, and that there are walkways between blocks of pallets. All stacks must be a minimum of 15 feet from the perimeter of building or property line, regardless of height. Forklift safety rules. Dock safety. Operators must verify that wheel chocks are in place, a jack is under the nose of trailer, and that no tractor is hooked to the trailer during loading. This includes when utilizing a portable ramp. Trailers should be inspected prior to entering for any structural damage that would create an unsafe condition. Do not enter a trailer with holes in the floor or sidewalls. When loading or unloading is complete, the operator must notify dispatch and place yellow dock safety chain. Dock boards and bridge plates shall be properly secured before they're driven over. Dock boards and bridge plates shall be driven over carefully and slowly, and their rated capacity shall never be exceeded. Dock plates should be sized adequately to the trailer width entrance. All drop-in dock plates should have a drop-down runner that runs perpendicular to the surface of the dock plate and holds plate securely between dock and trailer. Forklift safety training rules, traveling. Trucks should be governed at 6 miles per hour or less. If the load being carried is above your line of sight, the driver is required to travel backwards. If it's not possible to travel backwards, a trained safety spotter must be used or the load must be broken down. Do not transport any stacks that are unstable to the point they cannot be transported without risk of toppling. Forklifts must stop at all pedestrian walkways, making eye contact with anyone approaching intersection. All traffic regulations shall be observed, including authorized plant speed limits. A safe distance shall be maintained, approximately 3 truck lengths from the truck ahead, and the truck shall be kept under control at all times. When traveling with the forks, either loaded or unloaded, the forks should be kept approximately 6 to 8 inches above the ground. The right-of-way shall be yielded to ambulances, fire trucks, and/or other vehicles during emergencies. Other trucks traveling in the same direction at intersections, blind spots, or other dangerous locations shall not be passed. If debris is on the ground, you're required to stop, pick it up, and remove it from the path of travel. Failure to follow this requirement could throw the lift out of balance and spill a load, or a forklift could turn over. Forklift operators are required to slow down and sound the horn at cross aisles and other locations where vision is obstructed. Ride slowly over rough terrain and ensure there is adequate ground clearance to avoid injury to self or damage to equipment. The driver shall be required to look in the direction of travel and keep a clear view of the path. If using a ramp, portable or permanent, ensure that ramp is in safe structural condition and weather or operating conditions don't pose a hazard. Ensure that ramp is secured by being affixed to structure, building, and/or pavement, or by utilizing chocks to hold the ramp in place. All portable ramps should be secured additionally using safety chain affixed to ICC bar or trailer or by other means. Grades shall be ascended or descended slowly. When descending sloped terrain and/or ramps, operators should travel backwards when going downhill. Maintain slow controlled speed and never make a turn when traversing grade. When ascending, operators should approach ramp or grade slowly and ensure that fork tips clear incline. Maintain slow controlled speed and never make a turn when traversing grade. Under all travel conditions, the truck shall be operated at a safe speed that will permit it to be brought to a stop in a safe manner. The driver shall be required to slow down for wet and slippery floors. While negotiating turns, speed shall be reduced to a safe level by means of turning the hand steering wheel in a smooth, sweeping motion. Except when maneuvering at a very low speed, the hand steering wheel shall be turned at a moderate, even rate. Anytime the forklift is parked for any reason or duration, you must lower your forks all the way to the ground, set the parking brake, put controls in neutral, and turn off the engine, and pull the key. Forklift physics. What matters most, operate at a safe speed based on your environment and application. Here's why. The stability triangle. Almost all counterbalanced powered industrial trucks have a 3-point suspension system, that is, the vehicle is supported at 3 points. The truck's steer axle is attached to the truck by a pivot pin in the axle center. When the points are connected with imaginary lines, this 3-point support forms a triangle called the stability triangle. When the vehicle is loaded, the combined center of gravity, CG, shifts toward line BC. Theoretically, the maximum load will result in the CG at the line BC. In actual practice, the combined CG should never be at the line BC because the addition of additional counterweight will cause the truck's OCG to shift toward point A and result in a truck that is less stable. When the vehicle's line of action or load center falls within the stability triangle, the vehicle is stable and will not tip over. However, when the vehicle's line of action or the vehicle load combination falls outside the stability triangle, the vehicle is unstable and may tip over. Position the load according to the recommended load center. The load limit of the lift truck decreases as the load center is raised. Do not add extra weight to counterbalance and overload. Keep loads close to the front wheels to keep lift truck stable. In summary, the higher the load is lifted and the further the load is on the forks, or if forks are tilted down, the more likely the lift is to become unstable and susceptible to tipping, especially if turning or on uneven terrain. Always keep your load tight into the load backrest. Only lift as high as needed, and avoid uneven terrain or turning when load is elevated. Only lift your load when stationary. 1. Cornering at excessive speed can cause tip over. 2. Raising your load destabilizes the forklift. 3. Rough terrain can destabilize the forklift and the load you are transporting. 4. Soft surfaces or other weather conditions can destabilize your forklift. 5. Always travel backwards down a grade, ramp or other. 6. Keep tips clear of any obstructions, especially when traversing grade. A test will now be required to show that you have retained the material, followed by a driving test. Remember, you cannot operate a forklift until you have completed all elements of training. Remember that you will need to be recertified after any incident or after a period of 3 years. Remember to inspect your forklift at the beginning of each shift and to turn these records into your supervisor. If something is not working properly, the truck needs to be placed out of service until repairs are made, and that only authorized technicians can make that repair. Employees must read and note the forklift warning prior to operating the equipment. Thank you for helping make 4840 the safest workplace possible. Thanks to the Atlanta DC for their support in the production of this video.